there are some researches that the rat experiment you might have seen. One population of the rat is completely caged with nothing to play around. So they just have a floor, and they are given two kinds of water. One which is drugged with cocaine, and one the regular water. And 90% of the rats choose the cocaine water.
That is Swarapaana, but
yeah.
but do you believe that addiction is not natural?
Addiction, it is natural. It is natural because there is a void. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we are in a system that a human has built. So there are some researches that have happened, that I've read, that the rat experiment you might have seen. So there's two different populations of rat, wherein one population of the rat is completely caged with nothing to play around. So they just have a floor, and they're fed timely with scarce amount of food, and they are given two kinds of water. One which is drugged with cocaine, and one the regular water. And 90% of the rats choose the cocaine water because it is triggering that chemical reaction in their brain. So they derive the happiness from there. So, but however, when you look at the other population, that cage was sufficiently spaced. So there were things to play around, the wheels, the trees, the burrows and everything. And the rats were very, very happy, and they did not have the necessity to choose cocaine water.
So community
definitely helps in that. And what I want to say is that we are in a system where we do not have the natural source of happiness a human must have. Again, going back to sound, when music was invented, I'm pretty sure it was a healthy form of addiction. It is like you discovering how to mix two ingredients that naturally occur and eat that, instead of eating them alone. It's not something synthesized. Well, now that is debatable because AI music is on the way. But though it was natural, it was a source of happiness more than, and when it's a source of happiness, we lean towards it being our necessity also. Entertainment is an industry, so we need entertainment, we need dopamine. So people who are not very comfortable with music, or it is one among the top addictions in the world. Music is an addiction. Some people cannot stay without music. But what form of music? Do you just listen to music all day? There are people who listen to music all day while working, I
am one of them.
Okay, but I was like, music is not just supposed to be heard. You are missing out on the major part. You can make music. You can create. You have a beautiful gift that you're given. You can use that to make music. And creation part is something, I think it's deeply rooted with our genetics. I release a lot of hormones that I can't even name probably, but when I create music, that's when I reap a lot of benefit when I compare it with listening to Arijit Singh or Shreya Ghoshal. While some people reap a lot of joy listening to music, I encourage them to make music. Mm-hmm. And some people are overwhelmed because as I said, we have 10% retention. Some people might not feel belonged because...
But they become part of the family.
Yes, they do. And some individuals, I don't want to judge anybody, but then some people want that limelight that you might not get being in a group, a community.
Sure.
And people who are used to that limelight might feel difficult to retain themselves in such communities where they are not being probably significantly
But that's amazing
noticed.
That most of your videos are shot mostly from your back, where you are also part of the team itself.
Yes,
right?
yes.
I don't know if it is by purpose or by design.
It is by purpose because I do not... I want to rule that ideology out where the best singer has to be in the front.
No, that's exactly the point. With the idea, it matches with what you're trying to tell. Tell that you yourself also is seeing yourself in the back, being a part of the crowd.
Yes.
So it's also that even though you are, now I don't know, controlling is the wrong word. I will tell leading is the word. I don't know if it is.
Leading would be a good word. Yes.
If you are choosing to lead, being on the stage, you're also trying to be a part of the community.
Yes, I am. I keep telling Swarapaana is like a wall that I lean onto. I reap the most benefits out of Swarapaana, what it has to offer, what the community has to offer, because I'm able to be completely myself there. And to lead was something that I liked from my childhood. That's a different story. But when I come there to be a part of sessions, part of Swarapaana sessions, and when I take a lead, I miss out on most of the joys that my teammates have. They get to listen to the small conversations, the little happiness that people are discussing. But when I appear in front, they won't, because they see me as this leader, and they have this reserved speech that they talk. But other than that, what the musical part of the sessions, right, I reap a lot of benefit, because I have amazing stereo setup, people standing like this, and I get to hear from everywhere. It's like 360 degree sound system that you have. So that's the best thing that I get to have and I keep appreciating that you people are sounding amazing. You must attend our Bugle Rock sessions. Mm-hmm. In the Bugle Rock session, we sit like this in a sort of a lightly bulged semicircle that creates an amazing a live stereo setup. One must actually experience that. That's amazing. But when that happens, right, I only get to see people's expressions in the videos. I'm short-sighted. I can't see very well. So when I'm seeing here, all I see is blurred expressions, images. But when I look at the videos, I get to see what it is doing to people, and it is amazing. So I see themselves being absolutely themselves. Some ladies waving her hand like this and singing. She's not minding who's around, was around, and nobody's even watching her. That's the best part. What else could you wish? Nobody's there to judge, because I set that cushion, as I told in the very beginning. Nobody's there to judge. You can be absolutely yourself, and I will not scold you if you sing a wrong note. And there isn't a wrong note when you're singing in a group. Everything merges into something beautiful called as noise effect, and it sounds beautiful. And moreover, when I see the people's expression, individual expression, I make sure that I meet them personally, and I tell them, thank you so much for enjoying the last session. Mm-hmm. I saw you in the video, you were so expressive. And that's a testimonial for them and myself, because it means what I came up with is working. Mm-hmm. That is one of the major goals and visions of Swarapaana, and why I did that. I sort of figured out the way and purpose of Swarapaana after creating it, but now every session adds a lot of values.
Now, how did you create it? I mean, what was, because as far as I understand that, let's start with the journey of your music, right? When did you explore the music as such? When did music explore you?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question, because a lot of things explored me, including sports, since my dad was into basketball full-time. He's still a coach. He's a full-time coach. Mm-hmm. So I was mostly into sports and anything that had to do with intense physical activities. So I was a swimmer, I played badminton and basketball, these three sports. And then I was also doing chess, and I was a dancer for quite a while, and music was none of it. Mm-hmm. I did not go to music classes anywhere until I was in my first PUC. Mm-hmm. So that's when I started music actually started.
Somewhere still around 15, 16.
Yeah, that's when I was 16, probably. But dance was the major interest. I've traveled across the cities because of my dance team.
So you got the rhythm part of it pretty active.
Yeah, probably. My mom says that. I don't know. She says that I already had good sense of rhythm and good sense of picking up tunes.
So you were a good. I mean, because I, if you allow me to dance, I'm very good at doing the Ganesha dance rather than the rhythmic dance.
Yes.
But you could catch the rhythm very early in your age.
Yes. That's what my mom says. I could catch it because I enjoyed doing it. I embarrass myself seeing the old videos of me. But what I could see there, what I wish I still had from my childhood, is that some deterrent, that zero sense of who's around you. I am totally myself on the stage. You get to see 10 kids dancing in my team, and you would definitely notice me as the odd one out, because I'm doing every moment extra. Mm-hmm. So it's me being totally myself. There are hundreds of people sitting in front. So I think that kudos to that, because that gave me absolutely no fright of stage. I can still stand on the stage and not be frightful. Of course, if I have some other things bothering my head, probably that would tense me out. But the people by themselves never stressed me out. I think the credits goes to that part of my life. But later on, I I started paying attention to lyrics. I don't know why the philosophy side of me started kicking in as I hit my teenage. And I started explaining people, see how beautifully this lyric has been written. And I started to sound too poetic all of a sudden. But my mom, oh my God, as I tell you, I'm a very difficult, unpredictable, notorious kid. You might never know when I would shift into something else, like a chameleon would do, because I would have multiple interests, multiple colors to wear. And one fine day, I am bothering my mom with a song that I wanted to explain. I don't exactly remember which song I was. And my mom facilitated that conversation. I think that credit must go to my mother, because if a mother or father stems immediately
become an
and
engineer.
judges it, become an engineer, become a doctor. That was there very softly, but they respected my artistic side. The first conversation, if that was stemmed there, and if I wasn't encouraged, that would probably sit as a trauma in my head. So I thank my parents for not accidentally giving me a trauma. So they facilitated everything. And I had this bunch of kids. I was this street king, you can call me. I'm very embarrassed to share this side of myself, but I was a very dominant Hitler kind of kid on the street. You can call me that. I would boss around. I would create my own games.
And you were also bully?
Yes.
And how did it go? I would be very much interested to know the story from bullying to building a community. That's a story in itself.
That is so unbelievable, because my mom used to tell me this, since most of your kids' actual essence of memory would have gone. My mom tells me this. I used to be very bossy. I have proof. I have videos where I've actually pushed kids away. I've made my own rules. I would have exclusive separate rules for myself to cheat. I wouldn't be the person out of the game. So I used to modify and bend the rules the way I want, which I totally hate right now. But kids would stay. They wouldn't go away because I'm a bully or I'm a mean person or something, because I would make sense out of what I was creating. So kids like that, and everybody who has been a part of my friend circles, they have grown up to be sensible, because they were sticking so close to me, though I was very unfair. They hate me to the core, and now I take all the blame. Now I tell them,
and you apologize.
I apologize. But it is not enough, because in that age, oh my God, I was a terrible kid. I can't get rid of those images right now in my head. I used to make my own rules, and they would abide by it, because it used to be interesting. Though whatever role they got to play in the game, it would be very interesting, and they liked to be a part of the small.
Can you give an example? I'm very curious about the rules which you made, and then I don't know if you remember something, but...
Oh, definitely. I had this badminton game where 3 people play against one person, and that would always be me, because I would also want to be good. When I play, I loved badminton since when I was a kid. I used to have 3 people play against one, and we used to be around 10 kids. And if you miss the shot, you're basically out. So whoever goes out has to shift. So that wouldn't apply to me.
Okay.
So though there are 3 people fighting for just one shuttle that I would put there, whoever got out, they had to be replaced among themselves. And I used to play for 30 minutes straight. And that's how I would facilitate my own professional badminton training. So these are the schemes that I would do, and they wouldn't question up until the age. And then when they figured it out, they started asking me questions, and I was like, yes. And you start understanding ethics, probably because of your school.
But when was this shift? Because we just talked about win-win as a strategy, right? Because and you are talking about building a community, a common language. Where do you look? We're still talking. You're significantly young.
Yes.
Right?
I don't know.
It's not the concept of when I was 20s. You are 20s, right? When do you see the shift happen?